We don't condone the use of any illegal substance or any illegal activity. This video is intended for instructional and educational purpose only. Watch at your own risk. Viewer discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
In the garden where the green leaves sway, see bunnies rolling up, we light it our way. Mr. Guinness got the bongs, we puffin' all night. Talking cultivation, yeah, we're feeling alright. Light it up, feel the vibe, let it be known. Garden Cultivation Network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night. Wednesday to Friday, we keep it alive. Cannabis talks, everybody's feeling high. Sharing secrets of the grow is a sacred art. In this cultivation game, you gotta play your part. Keep it real, keep it tight, watch the plants grow. Garden Cultivation Network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night.
Oh, why is Bunny taking herself? I was like, what is going on here? What is up?
Happy Wednesday.
What happened there?
I have no clue, but it is Wednesday, so thank you all for being here tonight.
Yes, yes. Middle of the week. Couple more days left, and guess what, guys? It's Friday.
Yes,
The best day of the week.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So
So,
how's your week been so far?
it's been good, busy, but good. Last week we had a great guest. We had Nanu Flower on, and he was a home grower, but also a bud tender. There was a lot of things that I learned about, especially him being in Ontario where we are. So that was a really good episode. If you missed it, you could go back and rewatch it on YouTube or on Spotify under Garden Cultivation Network.
Yes, I learned a lot about what bud tenders go through. Things that
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, like they're not allowed to say certain things because certain things are medical, and they're not allowed to give medical advice, which I get. It makes sense to me, but just something I never
Yeah.
really thought of before. Because like when somebody says I need something for sleep, automatically you're just like, oh yeah, I can hook you up with something that'll help you sleep for sure. But they're not allowed to actually say things like that. They can do it, but they can't say it. So it's
Yeah. Or
pretty
they
crazy.
lose their license.
We were just talking about that kind of with our guests in the background and some of the monetized shows out in the world where you're allowed to talk about the topic, but you can't say certain things. So you got to talk about it while dancing around it at the same time. So it's a touchy subject.
Yes. So speaking of guests,
Yes.
this week we have a great guest. I am excited
You.
to learn more, and I'm actually really excited to actually try this next guest's product. So who do we have, Gannis?
Well, this week we have the man behind the HempHooks. We got Mr. Drew here to hang out with us tonight. So we've all seen training wire, we've all seen clips, and we've all seen all these different types of training devices out there, but there's a new kid on the block. So we're gonna sit down with him tonight, and we're gonna learn the do's and the don'ts of training, and basically how this all came about. So if you're ready,
Yes,
I am ready.
I am ready.
Ready to rock? Let's do it.
Happy
I bet you
Wednesday.
didn't know. I bet you
Hey,
didn't know you were gonna get called a new kid on the block, did you?
new kid. Hey, I laughed out loud when you said it, so I'm here for it. I'm all here for it.
Yes. Yes. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't know I was gonna say it either. So yes,
I could
yes.
tell as
So
soon as it came out of your mouth, you were like, ah, shit. I really wish I didn't say that.
No, actually, I'm actually kind of glad I did. It kind of
Yeah.
worked.
Hey, fair enough.
Like I was saying, there's a lot of other things out on the market right now with clips and wires and all these things, and I feel like you've kind of come into the game with a lot more thought behind what's going on, and I feel like you're a grower and you've used a lot of these other products, and you wanted to come into the game with something a little bit easier on the grower, something that was going to make life a little bit easier. So that's what I
But
see in
before
this product.
before we get too far, for anyone who doesn't know yet, who is Drew and how did you get into growing?
Oh man, yeah, we were going HempHooks, and then you hit me with the personal angle. So I gotta
Sorry.
get my mind right up here. No, no, we're good. So no, that's a great question. So I've been growing about 7 years. I can keep track of that pretty easily because I started growing around the time my daughter was born. So I don't know. I've had some kind of substance abuse, mostly alcohol issues in the past that I
Yep.
needed some help to kind of take my mind off and to give my brain something else to do. So while I was trying to push the alcohol away, I was accepting things more on the cannabis side of things, and decided I
Yep.
wanted to pick up growing. It had been kind of a secret kind of bucket list passion thing that I really wanted to do since I was a teenager. And growing up at my age as a teenager, you think about growing and it's like that's never going to happen. Like I'll go to prison, like
Right.
all this stuff and
Yeah.
all the stigma behind it. Yeah, so it was just kind of around the time where it was starting to be not so frowned upon. So I was like, let's order some seeds, let's order a tent and get growing. So that was kind of when it started. And 6 months later, I had my first bud, and I haven't been out of homegrown bud for the last 7 or 8 years. So it's been a lot of
Beautiful.
fun. But yeah, to the training side of things, I didn't really have a plan. I never sought out to start a business. Another
Yeah.
so the growing started the first time I was distancing myself from alcohol. Went back to
Yep.
alcohol for a while, and then 3D printing came in after I actually went to rehab and came back and was cleaning. That was 4 years ago. No, not a single drop of alcohol since then. But shortly
Congrats, man.
after
Congratulations.
coming back from rehab, yeah, yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
1 year
shortly
in
after.
right now, so I get it. It's a tough challenge. It's a massive thing to overcome. So I have a lot of respect for you and anybody else that can do this, no matter what the substance is. It doesn't matter. For anybody that can overcome that, and shout out to all of you.
Yeah, and I know that there's a lot of guys with our stories, and it's really cool to get that support. And congratulations to you, Ganix, man. I hope we can maybe talk about some of that later on. But yeah, so the second time I was trying to forget alcohol was a thing, 3D printing just kind of popped into my head. I was like, that sounds like fun. I've been an engineer my whole life. I've been around 3D printers, since college and the workplace. Let's just get one, because I just kind of had this feeling that like me with a 3D printer something's just going to happen. Like
Yeah.
I've always had my engineering jobs for the most part. I've taken some sabbaticals, if you will, but I've always kind of wanted my own thing. Like, and I kind of always knew something was going to happen. So I was like,
So
let's
you
get a
bought
3D
the
printer. I don't
printer,
even think I
yeah, you bought the printer without even having an idea in mind of the product you were about to come up with.
I don't think I even planned on using it for training plants. I think I just got it. You know what I got? And this will be
That's
off
cool.
Something
topic,
to
so I'll
do.
explain it in 2 sentences. I had these weird shoes, and I thought that if I could 3D print a cover for the toes, that I could make them look cooler. That didn't work out at all. But kind of within a few weeks of having the printer, I was just standing in my shop. It was a big workshop that we had at the time. I had a big 8x4 tent. I think I had 6 plants going, and I'm just looking at these pots with these plants that need to be manipulated and moved around. I see the grommets and the holes in the pots, and I'm like, you're there for a reason, but you have no purpose yet. Like nobody's come up with anything to use there yet. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a 3D printer, and just kind of like in my head, just kind of like, you need
Light
a hook
bulb went
that
off.
catches the grommet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And actually here, so this is the first one. So it's
Okay.
real, nothing pretty. Here's what they
Oh
are
yeah.
now.
Similar
The
to what they are now, but
LED,
definitely a different design there. Yeah. That's
that's kind
cool.
of what I came with out of the gate. But I literally think I grabbed the, and if you see my videos on Instagram or whatever, you can see how nice it like swings down and just whoop, up the grommet, at least for my pots
Yeah.
and most
Yep.
pots. Your organics, the pot you showed me might be the exception, but this one literally same thing. Plop, swing, and I was like, that was really like, oh my gosh, it's as easy as I envisioned. And then same thing, you
As you
grab
get
the
to know
branch and it
me,
just kind of,
you'll learn that I'm always the exception. I'm always the one that has to make something difficult.
oh my god,
You'll learn that about me. That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, no,
I'm used to it. So, but yeah, no, but as we were sitting back there, we we did kind of notice that, but we also did come up with solutions. Like you provide enough gadgets that it all works out, no matter where the grommets in the pots are. It worked out. I mean,
right, yeah. Well, it works out. People have shown me, people have gotten things off Etsy that they use in conjunction with the hemp hooks, which I think was really cool. But that's what I did initially. I think the thought was it wasn't the light bulb that like people will buy these. The light bulb was like, dude, I know other growers that like to train their plants that are gonna love these things. And
yeah,
I had got when I gotten into growing, it was solo. I didn't know any other growers. I used the internet
Hmm.
and books and stuff like that. So I got my cousin into growing, I got my friend into growing, I got my brother into growing. So it's like we all enjoyed LST. It's just there's something fun about like we all have kind of engineering sides to us. So there's something about the engineering side and LST and the devices and it just kind of all went together. But I used hemp cord. I'm sure I have some around here actually, but hemp cord and binder clips for the first 4 or 5 years I grew. That's what I did, and
yeah.
that's what I was accustomed to. And so yeah, just needed something new. Wanted to try the idea out with the 3D printing. Everything with hemp hooks has really been I'm not going to say fate or anything like that, but things have really just kind of fit
Yeah.
feel at times. And then you throw in the social media aspect and you're meeting new people, and that's just a whole nother
Yeah.
level of like crazy. So it's been a lot of fun. But I have a family, like this was 3 months ago, 4 months ago, this was not in the plan at all. So
Right.
everybody's adjusting.
Yeah. And I do gotta
That's
say,
awesome.
it is a great product. And people might be like, okay, well, what about a bud clip? So the reason that I think I'm really gonna enjoy your product is I don't want to bend my plant right over. I just want to be able to spread her a bit. And with the clips, you get bent right over. So I really like the idea that you came up with, and I can't wait to
Yeah, there's
actually
no
use it.
adjustment there when you
Yeah.
use the clips, but when you
Hmm.
have this, you can go as far or as little as you want. You don't have to bend them completely over, like you said. If you want to just kind of take a plant that's standing up and you just want to open up the canopy, let the light and the airflow in, it's
So
perfect.
can we
You know
talk
what I mean?
about the
Or you could bend it right over if you wanted to.
yeah.
That option is also available too. So you get the
For
best of
sure.
Can
both
we
worlds
Yep.
talk
in that.
about the one clip, the one that goes in the ground, Ganix? Can you show them so we know what we're talking about? I like that idea too.
Let's
Can
go up.
you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, get those green ones out. Yeah, so I call that a grounder. Initially I was calling it like a ground stake, but I got the idea just from your simple garden stakes. And then when I thought of that, I immediately thought of how am I going to anchor a hemp hook to this thing? And just through the eyelet, the grommet, I just took my everything's 3/8 of an inch diameter. So I just plopped a 3/8 inch diameter hole on top and gave it some fillet radiuses to smooth it out and clean it up. And threw a couple little, I don't even know what you call them. I always forget the little daggers on the side there that bite into the dirt
Oh, the
as you push them
like
in there.
barbs or whatever. We'll
The
call them
barbs,
barbs.
yeah, perfect, barbs. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to call them, but I always forget to call them, so thank you. But, so yeah, those are cool, but, so we're all kinda like I want everybody to be very clear on this. We're all learning the HempHooks ecosystem is what I call it. We're all learning this together, I'll be honest with you. HempHooks have been around for 3 years, 4 years maybe. So, HempHooks are solid. You swing it onto a pot, you swing it up to your branch, the thing's not going anywhere. It's pretty straightforward. Then you throw in the rim clips that we haven't talked about, you throw in the grounders, um, and they're not just dead set to a grommet, so they're not held fast. You know what I mean? So there's variables there. So how strong is your soil? Are you watering around it? Is this thing going to pull out or not? How big are your plants getting?
Right.
So what I found was I started kind of mainlining, if you will. I'm not a professional LST. I've never done a good main line. I'm not a mainliner, but it was kind of mainline esque. And used the grounders. They worked great. Around week 4, so day 30 or so of veg, they started to pull out a little bit, and they coincided with the branches being thick enough to where they started to encroach upon the inside of that hole. So I just
Right.
replaced. So used I used a hemp hook and caught that branch where it was, and then I removed the grounder. So it was a nice little transition, but it wasn't a hemp hook. You can just throw it on there and leave it for the whole grow. Forget about it, whatever. But you are going to
Yeah.
have to kind of watch some of these other devices, you know. So it's super handy. It works super great. Can it be improved upon? Absolutely. But it does take, you know, it's more of an art form sometimes too than just like a science.
Sure.
Yep.
And I think as people use them, like you used them for quite a while just on your own and with people that you knew, right? Before you actually put them out to the
Hmm.
general public. So I mean, I'm sure over that time, I'm sure some of the people that were kind of testing them for you, we'll call it. I'm sure that some of those guys came up with some ideas, and I'm sure you came up with new ideas as you were using them. You go, oh shit, that doesn't work. Let's just change this up a little bit to this, and this will work a little better. Like you changed the shape and everything. So I feel like as the product is around for a little while, you'll make little improvements as time goes on. Plus, you'll add new things into the mix. You know, maybe you'll make them bigger, maybe you'll make them smaller. I don't know. You know, like the sky is the limit, really. Like you could, there's so
Yeah,
many
the
different
3D
directions
the
you could go with this.
3D printer is the limit for sure. Yeah, that's so yeah, you kind of touched
That's a
upon
good
you would
question.
think that so I would say hemp hooks would work really well. You'd think that they went through a bunch of iterations and I had a bunch of external feedback, but I, you know, I kind of came up with this design in a handful of iterations. I printed a bunch of different ways to get the how the layers lay and how strong it is, and I printed in layers that you peel apart. So I had to get all that right. So that took a lot of iteration. But as far as like the shape and stuff, that just kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of weird. My brain went immediately to like a talon shape of like an eagle or a hawk or a raptor, if you will. And so that was kind of the inspiration behind it. Let's take 3 different radiuses of arcs to make this talon shape, and boom, that was just kind of like the template. Everything that needs a hook just gets those 3 curves thrown on it. The anchor hook was kind of cool. That yeah, that just so I have this thing called aphantasia. It's where you don't have a mind's eye. You can't see things in your head. So when you close your eyes, all you see is black. And there's different levels to it. Some people can really see objects like crazy. It's called hyperphantasia. But I can't see anything. So I didn't know if aphantasia was a thing until a few years ago. But it explained a lot about how I got through college in engineering engineering because I did not have the ability to see how these mechanical things worked in my head, and all these kids around me did. And so it was a struggle. I had to be creative with how I got through college. But so yeah, how I design things has always been look at it, kind of get a spatial idea of it, and then instead of taking like an image of it, because my brain won't recall an image, my brain just gets really good at describing things back to me. So if I have to be interested in it though. I can't just like recall anything I've ever learned.
Right.
But if I take an interest in it and my brain digests that and learns to explain it back to me, I can get really, really involved and really in depth with things. So it can be really fun. But yeah, just kind of the shapes came together, and it's only been recently where I'm getting this feedback that like, hey dude, this grounder is pulling out, like we needed to do something different. And it's been fun. Like it's a layer of stress where it's like now there's problems that I never really had before, so throw that into the
Mhm.
mix. But that's what I do. I'm an engineer, so I'm going to solve problems. It's fun.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's cool.
So
I
we have a question. How durable are the hemp hooks to UV and environment? Have they have they broke down at all due to use and environment?
It's a good question.
So that's a fantastic question. So the original hemp hooks, I call them V0 version 0. They were made out of ABS or polycarbonate, depending on the color. Very good. It's like what sunglasses and stuff are made out of. Um,
Household
but
pipe
this, when I relaunched hemp,
plumbing.
yeah, yeah, exactly that too. And then when I launched HempHooks version 2, we had moved to Missouri. So I was in a different area, different access to the plastics and the filaments, the old colors that I used to use, and another one of these surreal, when I talk about things just kind of like fitting together. Um, I found online a place where I could get a made in the United States filament, plastic filament. So when I talk filament, can I step off camera for a second, grab a roll?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and I think getting products locally to wherever you are is important as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, so here's your roll of filament, right? So here's your plastic. It goes through your extruder, it heats it up, and it melts it, and it makes your shape, whatever you want. So I found this stuff called PCTG. Don't ask me what the acronym stands for. Petro blah 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 blah. It's probably got 1,000 letters, but it's a variant of PETG, which is they're just very highly engineered plastics, and what they are is perfect for this environment. They're highly impact resistant, so you're not going to throw something at it and snap it, but you can bend it. Watch me snap one. So you'll be surprised seeing how flexible this is right now. You're going to get one and you're going to be like, oh, holy cow, it's actually also very hard. It's very weird. They also have this kind of like slippery, slidey texture to them, which helps the water bead off. And I've had them outside on our tomato plants, actual springtime, just sitting baking in the hot Missouri, still the same beautiful green color. Um, I picked one up and bent it, and it felt like it had brittled a tiny little bit. It wasn't nice and loose, but it didn't snap or anything like that. So you can definitely use them grow after grow, and that's the intention behind them. Um, I'm I hate I love that they're plastic because it's easy to use, but I hate that they're plastic because plastic is gross, like we talk about microplastics and we talk about the oceans and all this stuff. And here I am just 3D printing these plastic pieces and saying, here you go, world, like here's more plastic, which sucks. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking about alternatives, but for now, I'm 3D printing, we're printing plastic, we're getting feedback. So maybe when the design's like, okay, this is like ready to be molded from gold, then we'll make a mold and we'll start making it from something, who knows, maybe like a hemp derivative, a molded hemp pulp, something, who knows, we'll get crazy, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be
Yeah.
plastic forever. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and I like that you have like alternative plan like I don't want to say alternative plans, but I like that you have like long-term plans for the future. Like you're still, I don't want to say you're still looking at this like a prototype kind of, but you're already like, they're not going to be this forever. We're going to evolve into something bigger, you know what I mean? We did have another
Yeah,
question
no
up
doubt.
here. Um, Neil LFG says, does he have his own fabric pots with grommets or a collab with one? Now, I don't think that you have your own fabric pots, but do you have maybe anything in the works? Maybe other companies that you're planning on working with, or maybe something of your own coming up?
So nothing official really, but so the guy who made the shirts and the hats just threw some of my logos onto what we were talking about, those cheap Amazon pots. So it's on,
Right.
the logo's on a pot and it's still on there. So um I've had guys hit me up and say, hey, if you had your own line of pots, like then you could just kind of like integrate them with the hemp hooks and make it work perfectly. But no, I haven't stepped outside of my little bubble of 3D printing plastic. So as far as anything in the works or a collab or anything, like I know that guys are doing stuff like that. They've got their pot and their nutrient system and they're selling that as like a whole kit. So who knows? Like I was thinking, with hemp hooks would be kind of really an issue either. So no, that's definitely something that could be down the road.
Cool. I know the ones that I was showing you earlier. I don't want to mention the name because I know they are kind of a competitor out there, and we're here talking about you tonight. But
Sure.
when they ship those ones, they're crushed down, so they're perfectly flat. So they're only as big as they are around the top. You know what I'm saying? So
Nice.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
those
That's
ones that I
perfect.
showed you were 3 gallons, so they're only about this big. So they slide into a package that's about this big. So I mean,
Nice.
something like that. I mean, being an engineer, I'm sure you could come up with some type of a crazy fold on some pots to get them nice and small or something like that. But I think down the road, I think that would be a cool thing for you to have too. Like you can kind of look at pots and kind of just design your own to, you know, what you've wanted out of a pot
Yeah,
over
and
the years.
then
I'm sure you've looked at pots and gone, these are garbage or these are great. You know what I mean? Or there's ones in between that you can kind of like just make into your own version.
bro, it's funny that you say that because I didn't even think about having control over the pot beyond just how you attach the hemp hooks to it. But yeah, I think I won't mention the brand of pots that I use because they are a quite reputable brand, and I would love to work with them. But the bottoms, like they kind of disintegrate a little bit, and roots get through them. So when you got powerful
Right.
roots, and next thing you know, you go to check your self-watering base, and you've got roots everywhere in your self-watering base. That's not cool. Like you've lost control of your grow a little bit at that point. That thing's getting nutrients from places that you're not controlling really. So
Right.
that can be an issue. So yeah, like some type of reinforcement on the bottom, a thicker base, something like that, where yeah, you get nice breathability where you need it around the outside, but that bottom is nice and like thick to where it's not going to bust roots through
Yeah.
it. That would be a huge improvement.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like if there was something like, man, you just named a few things going on there. Like there's a bunch of collabs that you just named that you could potentially have there. You know, like your watering trays, your
Yeah,
this,
no
your
doubt.
that. There's a whole bunch of things going on there that you could potentially jump on board with over time, right? But I feel like the longer you're here and the more people that are using your product, like you're everywhere right now. You're all over the place. I've seen you can't go on Instagram and look in the cannabis community and not see you. You're all over the cannabis community right now, and it's really
So,
cool to see.
yeah, speaking
I
of
feel
that, how was it? How was it? Oh shoot, hang on. What was it like putting your creation out there and seeing other growers actually use it? Because like Anik said, you are all over
Oh,
Instagram right
bro.
now.
literally everywhere.
Oh, dude, and maybe so I've been waiting for somebody to be like, tone it down, because like I love editing videos. Come to find out, I didn't know this 3 months ago, but editing videos and like trying to like not play the game, but like figure out like I want growers to figure out how to see this, and they won't see this unless like people see me. So like how do I get out there?
Right.
So it's been kind of fun figuring that all out. Um, but the first few photos that I got and like reviews that I got where I saw it on a plant that wasn't mine, you had to pick my jaw up off the floor, I'm sure. And my eyes were the size of golf balls because it was just like the
Make you
coolest thing.
smile. Yeah.
Just seeing it, it's just awesome. Like, yeah, just oh my god, it was so cool. Just it's the greatest thing. I mean, honestly, it's like the ultimate form of affirmation, like getting that feedback that like you thought this was going to be good and look, it was good. It's like affirmative.
Yeah.
Like it's such a great feeling.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's and I feel like the more and more that you're out there like that, I feel like some of these companies are just gonna start reaching out to you and saying like, dude, we want to collaborate with you. You're not even gonna have to be the one to contact them. They're gonna contact you. That's what I see coming
Yeah,
in your
dude.
future.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll see what ends up happening, but I don't I don't doubt that at all either. I mean, if it doesn't happen, that wouldn't surprise me either. But yeah, just kind of seeing some of these dudes that do get collaborations and do a great job and make good videos, and ultimately they're just kind of like when it comes down to it, you know, people want to see something new, and not just kind of new, like something brand new, where it's like I think Mr. Beast. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I'm sure you are. Whatever,
Yep.
he's huge.
Yeah.
The purple
The
elephant.
whole world knows Mr. Beast.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cool. I don't know what people think about it, but I think he's cool. But he calls it the purple elephant. That hemp hooks are just kind of like naturally that. So I've really got that going in my favor. Like who knows? Maybe I
Yeah.
suck at editing videos and people just see the hemp hook and they're like, oh wow, that's cool. Like this video is absolute trash, but at least that hemp hook thing is cool. So that's what's really great about hemp hooks is that they just look cool. And another great thing about them is like I've noticed on some Instagram posts where people are promoting nutrients or humidifiers or whatever, hemp hooks will be popping up on their plants. And I'm like, wait, they didn't say anything about hemp hooks. But like they're not going to take their hemp hooks down because they're posting about something else. So they call that staying power. I've got that staying power. It's going to stay
Yep.
there and it's just going to be visible when other stuff's being shown too. And it just kind of like happened that way. And it's pretty advantageous and it's pretty cool.
I like that.
So were you
Yeah.
already on Instagram when you started making this product, or did you find Instagram as a way to promote it? And how did you come about being like, I want to do social media?
That's such a weighted question. It's so funny. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 18 years ago, 15 years ago, I remember talking with my neighbors about like being Instagram famous and how like how cool that would be and how what does that even look like, you know? And
Right.
at the time, I had an Instagram that had maybe 16 followers and even fewer posts. So I was on Instagram checking it out and like whatever, just like keeping my eyes on things. And I used it quite a bit, but not as like a user that posted. So
Yeah.
when HempHooks came around, I knew to be organic because I'm like, I'm not going to invest in a bunch of advertising and stuff like that. I'm just going to like get social accounts and we're going to post this thing online, set up a TikTok shop,
Yep.
and that's what we're going to do. And so I started a TikTok after HempHooks was like already a thing. I had no idea. I've made so many and then of course I'm trying to promote cannabis related stuff. I've made so many TikTok violations. Like, oh my God,
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised
Oh man,
they still even have me on there.
TikTok was so brutal. I tried to
Dude,
do
it's crazy.
TikTok for a little while, and it was like my very first post I ever put on there. It was up for 10 seconds, and they removed it. I was like, oh, that's how this is gonna be. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, TikTok. Oh yeah. I say thanks, TikTok, like 100 times a day because it's like, it's
Yeah,
the
I bet.
ultimate. But so it was Instagram. So they're very different platforms, as you know. So I started the TikTok. I knew what I was going to get from Instagram, which is what I got before, which was nothing. Like I didn't post.
Right.
I didn't know how to make posts. I did some cool stuff, but like I didn't post about it. Like I'm a personal person, whatever. So I think I made a TikTok, and I don't even knew that you couldn't show leaves really, but my plants were so kind of leggy and stretched out and trimmed up that that's all you saw was stem. So I got super lucky. Another one of those surreal moments. But I remember sitting at work and I didn't have TikTok notifications, so like my phone wasn't buzzing or anything. But I picked it up and I
Yeah.
had like, I don't know, 83, who knows what it was, TikTok notifications. And this was a couple days after I had made the post. And like since then I had made posts that like got flagged, and like I'm used to getting flagged from TikTok because I fucked up and we have a problem now, not because like my
Yeah.
video is going viral and like I'm getting all these likes and follows now. So
Yeah.
that was crazy. I will tell you that was crazy because that was just the first time where social media and we shook hands and we clicked, and I could say that I was making content that people were enjoying or at least interested in. So that was very
Yeah.
cool. And I tried to apply the same types of videos to Instagram, and they went absolutely nowhere. So it's very much a different
Crazy how
style
different
of
they are.
editing. Yeah, it is crazy, but
Like
it's been fun.
from
I don't.
TikTok to YouTube to Instagram, like every one of those is completely different. Like it's insane. Even to
They're
Facebook, I find it, which
hard to
is
keep
the
track
same
of
as
too.
Instagram. It's even that's different. You know what I mean? Like it's so weird.
Right, I know. I stopped sharing my posts to Facebook when I posted to Instagram because it felt like it was like they're supposed to be the same, but they felt like two different things. So I had to stop doing that.
Yep. Yeah. I tried the whole Facebook thing and I gave it up. I'm still there, but I don't really do it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, some things you just kind of maintain, and some things you kind of try to push. You gotta pick which ones you're gonna focus on, I guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that's super cool. How did you get around the issues on TikTok? Was it you just kind of like instead of posting
Oh,
pictures with your
bro.
plants, you just focus more on the actual hook itself and try not to get any of the plant in there, or
Yeah, I got tips. I got tips. So I picked up on what other people were doing when they were showing their like because like people I'd be seeing stuff on the For You page where I'm like, that is a plant that is almost in flower. Like, how is he able to show his and I can't show my week 2 of veg? Like, what the hell is going on here?
right?
But I
Yeah.
noticed like, yeah, if they would promote a product before they started their video, that that's what they were doing. So that was like one loophole. Another thing is just kind of blurring the leaves. And then yeah, you hit the nail on the head, just focusing on the device. So there are like the S hook, for instance. I haven't been able to post a video to TikTok yet that doesn't get flagged, just because it's so like intimate in the plant that there's just too much plant going on that I
Yeah,
haven't cracked that code yet. But there's a thing on TikTok where you can have them screen your video to see if they'll allow it to be posted in the first place. And so I made a hemp hook video for Instagram. And then like a week later, I'm like, huh, I wonder if TikTok would allow that if I stuck my product on in front of it, and it passed. And I was blown away. So I couldn't believe it.
okay.
It's got a time lapse of the branch responding to some low stress training. And then it's got, you know, the plant obviously there while the hemp hooks are being installed. And I checked after it had been up for maybe a week and it had been flagged again, but I just appealed it and they said, "Oh, sorry, like I guess you're still fine," which again, I was blown away with. But I think, yeah, I mean, ultimately TikTok's a business, right? What did they just do? Like $52 billion or something insane.
Yeah,
Like
something
they want to
crazy.
make money. And so if
Yeah.
people are watching my content and buying hemp hooks, like they're winning. So ultimately they want my content out there too. So as long as they're not breaking any rules and they have a good reason to put it out there, they're going to do it. So it's playing the
Yeah.
game, and that in and of itself is kind of fun. Like it's like when that hemp hook video, when I got the green light that showed up, I was like, haha, gotcha, TikTok. So it's that can be fun too.
Yeah, that's funny.
Ganix, did you want to show the hook?
Where did it go? Talking about this one here.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about how that
So
fits into everything, or what that could be used
so
for?
that's a pole clip. So that the big round piece of that snaps onto your 3/4 inch tubes that build your tent, basically your poles that put your tent up. So that snaps onto just any pole for the
That's
most
cool.
part. And like I said, I have a big brand name tent and it snaps onto all my poles. I know of what I would call a number 2 or number 3 competitor that it also works with their poles.
Perfect.
There's
Okay.
yet another competitor where it technically works. It's a little loose, but it still works. So you snap the pole clip on
Mhm.
there, and then again, you've got your 3/8 inch grommet where you can slide your hemp hook. And where this is useful is when your plants, they start to you're building that canopy out, right? So as your canopy grows out, inevitably your plants start growing up against your tent walls, and that corner of your tent is a perfect spot to throw that pole clip. Just throw a hemp hook on there, grab a branch, just throw it into that corner like you're a boxer, right? Just sitting in the corner, just growing there by yourself. So those pole clips, I mean, I've used them to wind the cords from my humidifiers and fans out of the way. So you just kind of pop a pole clip and that little hole thing, you can just kind of like wind your cable around it and stuff like that. So they're
Well, that's
just
smart.
kind of like handy. Yeah, they're just handy to have. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
A
I don't know if
multi-purpose hook.
yeah. So
That's
those
cool.
they just come in handy every now and then.
Yeah.
I like.
Another thing, color. I know there's a couple people who say they love the color. Did you have plans on doing colors, or did that just, how did that, why those colors and how? Where, when, why, and how?
Yeah, no, I, I love this question a lot. So, do I have? Oh, I do. So this is one of the original HempHooks color. Shit, I forgot what I called it. That's insane. But I had 3 colors. There was this one, there was like a magenta, purplish, pinkish color, and there was like a nice, like a safety yellow. They worked together really well. They were from Bamboo, the company that does 3D printers and filaments, Bamboo brand. They had those colors for me, so they basically made my HempHooks colors. That's what I used. So, like I alluded to earlier, when I relaunched a couple years later, they no longer had those colors. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? Found that company online that had the local filament. Turns out they're right down the road from me here in St. Louis. So I can just stop there
Beautiful.
on my way to work. I've gone there over my lunch break, and I use their PCTG. I told you the PCTG material that's perfect for a grow environment. That's like one of their specialties. Just like out of the blue. Oh, cool. Not only are they local, not only do they have the perfect material that's perfect for what I'm doing with them, but they have an amazing color line. So pretty much all
Yes.
the colors you see behind me are theirs. This is not, and
That's
this is
cool.
not, but everything else is theirs. So yeah, they're Fusion Filaments. I back them completely. They're really cool, based out of Maryland Heights, Missouri. So let's see, did I answer the question? The color. So yes, Fusion Filaments, that's mostly their brainchild. They come up with these colors. And this gamma green, some of the colors I rename, like they're yellow, they call 1010 yellow. Um, I've asked them, it's because like one of the old brands that used to make it called theirs 1010, and they kind of, as an homage or throwback to them, call it 1010, whatever. But I call mine raw amber,
Okay.
which I think is kind of a cool, it literally looks like raw amber, like from the movie Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then so
Well,
gamma
that
green
fits
though,
cannabis a
uh,
whole lot better too than 1010 yellow or
yeah, yeah, 1010 yellow, it's like I don't really know what that means, but I actually have the raw amber mosquito
Oh,
from
yeah.
Jurassic Park. You see that?
Nice.
Oh yeah, nice. Now you gotta
So
make a walking stick like
yeah,
a cane.
I know, right? I could 3D print one and just glue it together in a couple spots.
There you go.
But so yeah,
Oh,
they're gamma green. That's what I was. Did I mention they're gamma green?
yeah.
Like it absorbs like photons during the day and emits them because it's like it just pops. It's like so bright, and then the sun kind of goes down, and then I see them even brighter. So their gamma green is just beautiful, and people tell, like, the photos must do justice because that's flying off the shelves. As far, well, I mean, hemp hooks aren't flying off the shelves, but when they do sell, gamma green is super popular.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to sell off the shelves. You're still very, very new into the community right now, and like I said, you're everywhere right now, and I feel like a lot of people are using this product right now, and I feel like in the next, we'll say in the next year, I think you're gonna have a hard time keeping up. They're gonna be flying off the shelves, and you're gonna be over here. You're gonna have to hire people. You're gonna have to buy more printers. You're gonna have all this going on. So I think
I mean,
I think it's
there's
gonna
really only
happen
two
very
paths.
quickly too.
Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, there's really only two paths. That's one path where it takes off, and the other path is like nobody cares, and it just kind of like dies. And I think the path where people care and it kind of takes off is probably the more likely one. So yeah, to your point, I think more printers and a team. I can't just be making TikToks forever. I mean, in my mind, all it really takes is like a big grow shop to want to back it and want to sell them and successfully sell them, to where it's like, okay, I went from kind of keeping up to like, we no longer can keep up. What do we do? So I hope that I have that problem. So we'll see. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And we did have a question, but I was trying to say it with a straight face. Um, where did it go?
Where did it?
CB Tree says, "Show us the big black ones." I assume she's talking about the ones that are right there by your left shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do they come in
They
different
must
sizes
look.
or are they all one size? Because it does look much bigger than the other ones.
That's funny. They got tangled. So this is the same size. So this is Abyss Black. It's got a little shine to it. It's the same PCTG, but so I have this black too, which has carbon fiber impregnated PETG. So it's the not the PCTG, but the PETG with carbon fiber impregnated. It's got a matte black finish to it. So I call this stealth black because it really, since it doesn't reflect the light as much, it can really catch you off guard once you do see them. You're like, holy shit, you got a bunch of stuff in there on your plant. What are those things? But this is, so to answer your question about size, so the original hemp hook, like I said, was this guy. So this is the OG hemp hook. This is the OG size. It's about 9 inches, so a little over 9 inches. So that's your OG size. And then you've got your mini. So your mini is just over 6 inches long. And then you've got your king size, which just came out recently because my boy Growmaster 88 in Florida was like, dude, my plants are big, man. I need something bigger. So we're like, let's make a king size. So I made this. This is 12 inches, and it's as big as you can make on the diagonal of the build plate of my 3D printer. So with the printer that I have now, which is a nice printer and it's nice and big, this is as big as I can print. But the next printer that I'm going to get could make it even bigger. But I don't think I would go bigger than this. I think once you need something bigger, you're probably looking at a system of something. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so you've got
Maybe
the
that can
mini.
be maybe that can be the next thing. Maybe your next product will be um the next step once you get too big on the, like, once your hooks start getting to the point where you need bigger ones, now you can invent that next step. What's the next thing that you can implement in there to help train at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've seen
Instead the sky is
there's this guy on TikTok that I've seen who's pretty. He's got a nice following, and he's got an AI app that helps. You can diagnose your plant, and it's a community, and it's popular. I guess I haven't checked it out. Sorry, dude, if you're listening, I won't name drop you. But anyway, like shoot, I totally forgot where I was going with this. Oh, he's got a what he calls a bloom something carousel, flower carousel. I don't know, but it's like kind of like
Okay.
a big tomato cage that goes around your plant. It has different levels to it, where again it's meant for LST, but there's nothing really paired with it. It's like you've got to use your own thing. So we're talking about working together actually. But yeah, once you need something bigger than the 12-inch king hemp hook, I think you're looking at, all right, what are we going to work along with instead
Yeah.
of like a bigger hook? Whether is that something I do, or is that something I see that more of like outside of what I'm doing, to where it would be more of a partnership,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, and you never know. You never know. I mean, some could be something like the hooks just kind of like fell into place one day. You just went, "Oh, I'm going to make these things," and they just kind of happened and they worked out. It could be, it might be the same thing. You might just be in there one day, kind of fucking around, and go, "I'm just going to do this thing," and next thing you know, you got the
Yeah.
next step made. You never know.
Oh man, that really is the beauty of it.
Yeah. If you need a bigger one, you zip tie that thing to the pole. Yes.
Yeah,
At
use a
that
pull
point.
clip.
Yes. Yeah. There, absolutely. Yeah. If you don't have to zip tie it to the
Especially
pole.
for
You can put this on the
outdoors.
pole and hook it onto this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
for
it's good.
outdoors. Yeah, because I've
They
got
get
an outdoor plant,
plants get
and
big.
yeah, it just kind of it grew out a little bit because it was trained, and then it just grew straight up from there. So it kind of looks funny. So there is that level. Like when plants get big, like the hemp hooks do their job for a while, but then they kind of make it look a little misproportioned. So totally a good point there.
Yeah. But that's all training devices. That's not just hemp hooks.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Indoor and outdoor is two totally different ball games. Once you start growing
Oh
outside,
yeah.
you're now growing tree branches on those plants. Like you're
Yeah, no doubt.
Exactly.
it's not the same thing. That's apples to oranges, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
for sure.
so before you started the hemp hooks, you were already growing. What was your style of growing like before the hemp hooks came in? Were you a big time trainer? Were you just kind of starting to get into the whole training thing, or like how did that all kind of happen?
Yeah, so I was always very interested in training. I don't know if I trained the very first plant that I grew, but within the first couple grows I had, I was training plants. So I've just always found it very interesting, both from a aesthetic point. I think it looks really nice and looks cool, but also from like a
Sure.
functioning standpoint, you grow better yielding plants. So it's like win-win. This is amazing. So my method, I call them 45-degree clips. They've got a nice little name, catchy name to them. I call them 45-degree clips or 90-degree clips. I use those for a couple grows, and they were fine. They make your plants look kind of funny, and you snap some branches, but they've got their, every now and then I look at like this little branch on my plant. I'm like, see all these hemp hooks? I'm like, one of those 45-degree clips would work perfectly right there, but I will not even dare. But so yeah, I used, like I said, for a good 4 or 5 years, it was hemp hemp string, hemp cord, and binder clips, like just little binder clips. So I would
Yeah.
binder clip. They would just be sitting around my pot
Metal.
edge, and I would,
Normally,
yeah,
I
I would
got
have
some of those kicking around because I use them too sometimes. Still.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was just that you just pull your branch down, you binder clip one end of your hemp string, other end goes up and over, same binder clip, choop, there you go. You just kind of like pull your string down if you're trying to tighten it. So that was what I did for years, and it worked fine. Um, I don't really remember when it was like, I think it was just, it really was looking at those grommets in those pots and being like, somebody put you there for a reason, and I'm going to give you a good reason to be there. I think that was where it came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like that. I like that. I like the fact that, like, with the training wire, like, yes, it is reusable, but once you start cutting it down to size, you're limited. You know what I mean? And the wire inside is rusting over time, and now you gotta clean it because it's been in your garden and stuff like that. I feel like with this stuff, you could just throw them into like a tub of hot water and cleaning solution and just like let
So
them soak in
actually,
there
that's a
after you
good
grow and just
question.
keep using them over and over and over.
Are they
100%.
dishwasher safe or
That's funny. Like
Mm.
as he was talking, I was asking myself, I wonder if these things are dishwasher safe.
well,
I
that's
will
what
have
made me think
to
of it.
I will
Good
have
question.
to find out. That is a great question. That would be amazing because yeah, that's all I do is just like I'm washing dishes. After a grow, I just wash them down like I'm washing dishes and they're good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think like I don't feel like you can do that with the training wire. Like you can, but you're only gonna get a few uses out of them before they're complete
Mhm.
garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You bend them so many times, they break over time. These things, like they're just
they
what you see
do.
is what you get,
The,
and they stay
yeah, the
that way.
garden wire is annoying. It does.
It
I
is.
find that especially like the I don't know, it I would say the cheap stuff, but it tends to be like the normal stuff even once you kind of adjust it a few times and that wire inside breaks, now like you're trying to train with like this floppy noodle of
Yep.
a and like
Yeah.
they're just hard to adjust and um I don't know, the way that like once they kink a certain way and you got all these kinks in them, like don't get me wrong, like do hemp hooks make your plant look better? Like no, like they're kind of obnoxious looking. They've got 5 hooks on them. Like, what do you expect? But at least you know what you're looking at every time. I just never
Yep.
liked the distraction of the garden wire because it looks different. They look inconsistent from one to one. It's tough. I won't say it's tough. It's easy to let your canopy get out of control and uneven because you can just cut different length of wire. With hemp hooks, I mean, granted, you do have the adjustability and the 5 hooks, but you've kind of got to keep them in their own little slot. Like each grommet has its own area and space that it plays in. So your plant ends up being trained more symmetric and it looks nicer. So there's a
I
lot of reasons.
lose the wire in the plants as well. Like I lose the bits of wire and stuff that I'm putting inside the plant as well. And then over time, the plant just grows around that wire, and now that wire
Right.
is part of my plant. I can't
Part of
even
your
get it
plant.
out if I want to. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No doubt.
so
So
that's happened. That happens almost probably like once a grow, almost every grow.
you
I
just
have that
swallow your
somewhere in my.
wire?
Over time,
I've
you lose one somewhere.
I'm sure I'll see photos and people get at me with like, look how my monster of an outdoor swallowed my hemp hook. Like I know that's coming.
I hope I'm the first person to show you that because that sounds like a really great problem to have. But it'll be an
So
indoor plant because I don't have outdoor plants.
where can the community get a hold of these hemp hook? Because we have hit almost the hour mark. So can you let them know where they could find your products?
Yeah, so I love the website. It needs a lot of work, but the website hemphooks.com. Um, there's like a get started here. So if you're not quite sure where to get started, there's a couple options where it's like I would say if you've got grommets in your pots, just go with the hemp hooks, get the mini, get the OG, go from there. If you don't have grommets, there's a handful of different things you can look at. So TikTok is another place you could buy them, but TikTok is just it's tough there. Like I said, the restrictions and stuff, it doesn't represent my brand nearly as well as Instagram and my website do. But everywhere I'm HempHooks everywhere. So TikTok, HempHooks, HempHooks.com, Instagram, HempHooks. You can buy them through Instagram too, which is crazy. But yeah,
Cool,
that's where I'm at.
cool, cool.
Okay.
So down below, we do have your YouTube page and your Instagram page, and we will get your website on there as well. And so if
Dynamite.
anybody does want
Nice.
to, if they come across your video here, they can just click on the link and go straight to your website from there. So normally I have that in there. I was slacking, I guess, when I posted this,
Awesome.
but
Awesome.
we'll get that in the description, and then that way people
Hey
can
man,
find you
I'm blown
other
away
way
by
as
all the
well.
work you put into this.
Well, we
I'm blown
appreciate
away
that. We
by
do
all the
put
work
a
you guys put into this. This has been a blast, super fun.
awesome, and this was your first podcast too. I want to point that out too, real quick, because we
Yeah,
love bringing
I
people on for
I
their
almost
very first time.
That's two
Yes.
in a row.
It is
Yeah,
actually. Our last week's guest was that was his very first podcast as well. So that's even
Yes.
cooler that we got two in a row.
yeah.
So yes, but yeah, man,
I cannot thank
we
you
really
guys enough.
appreciate you. Yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your night to be here. We know you're busy doing your thing, and if you want to come on a Friday night and show your garden one time, we bring people
Oh
from the
yeah.
community up to show their plants every Friday night, same time, same place, and yeah, we just post the link in the chat, and anybody in there with plants can come on up and show. It doesn't have to be cannabis; can be flowers, tomatoes, whatever you're growing. If you're growing something, you're welcome to come on. So, if you want to come back on a Friday night and hang out for a few minutes, you're more than welcome. And I think definitely as your journey grows, I think we'll have to keep getting you come back on and
Oh, you're gonna get
update
much
us on
bigger. Oh
how things
yeah.
are going. Yeah,
Well,
for
thank you
sure.
so much. Yeah, like I said, this has been awesome. Like the first one, like, and it was with you guys, and it was just went this smoothly and
Yeah,
was this much fun. Like you guys have been awesome. So yeah, I know we'll stay close. I appreciate the feedback and
definitely.
the positive vibes. So nothing but love, and I appreciate the community out there. It's been great. So nothing but growers love for y'all.
Absolutely. You too, man. You have yourself an amazing rest of your evening and a great rest of your week. And we'll definitely chat soon.
All right, man. We'll be in
Yes.
touch. See ya. See ya Friday coming up.
Sounds good, man. You have a good night.
All right.
Peace.
Have a
You
great
too.
night.
Peace.
Bye. That was a great episode.
That was
I'm
a lot of fun.
really
He's a
like,
super cool dude.
yeah, I'm really excited to try the product because, like I said,
Yeah,
I don't want to train for a canopy. I train because I just want to get more airflow. So this will help a lot more than me bending the plant right over.
yep. Yeah, there's so many different reasons for training. There's so many different versions of training,
Hmm.
and I just think that this is so like when it comes down to it, you don't have to buy tools. Like they're not it's not a necessity in your garden, right? To be a construction worker, you can do things with a regular hammer and a screwdriver and a wrench. But you can go and buy these power tools to make your job a little bit easier, right? It's no different than this. You can go and you can buy the
Exactly.
training wire or you can train however you want. But stuff like this, it just makes things look a little cleaner, makes things a little bit easier, it just and it's fun.
Hmm.
It just adds to the fun,
Yeah.
so
And like he did
we're not
mention,
doing
it's not for looks, but again, I'm not doing it for the looks, so it's perfect for myself, for the type of growing I want to do.
exactly. Yeah. And like I said, there's so many different versions of training and why people do it. So
Hmm.
I think they're very versatile and whatever your reasoning for training is, I think these would have you covered. So be
Yes.
super cool. But next week we got Baby Dad Grows coming on. He is a veteran slash home grower, so he's gonna come on and we're gonna have a cool conversation with him. And yeah. And Friday, show your grow. So come on up, show your plants, hang out. And for everybody that does come up, you get entered into a giveaway for the end of the month. So other than that, we will see you
We'll
guys
see you
Friday.
Friday.
Peace.